notes on global warming. For those of you that don't remember, in the 1970s, we were headed for a next ice age. So those people that are the scientists of the 70s decided, oops, no, it's actually getting hotter. And then when the data didn't support that, they decided that, well, it was just changing. We weren't sure if that was hotter or colder. My main issue with this argument at all is that it's very difficult to prove. You have scientists that say it is, you have scientists that say it isn't. Um, but if these people that profess it really believed in it, then they wouldn't behave the way that they do. Al Gore would not be flying in jets. There's another one. Leonardo DiCaprio is a big proponent of global warming, but he puts 26 of his friends onto a jet and flies them around for Thanksgiving. I think what it really comes down to is there is this elitism in this country of people that are wealthy and people that are in power, and they look down on the rest of us and try to control our behavior. We're seeing that more and more in the TSA. We're seeing in the just in the routines they put us through just to get onto an airplane. And I heard a statistic that was something like 95% ineffective. 95% of the time, people are getting through things, if they try to, that they're not supposed to be getting through. So, um, all across the board too, I guess I'm just really having an issue with certain certain philosophies. Um, I think that if anything, the globe is going through a normal progression, a normal wave of ups and downs that it goes through. They say things like, well, this is the hottest the Earth's been since 1918, but there weren't really SUVs then. So that doesn't really make any sense at all. Um, your rebuttal, husband?
Just me. I guess the debate is the climate is changing. Climate always is in flux. Whether it is, I learned this new word today, anthropogenic, or just part of natural um, chain of events. Now, the Department of Defense thinks that climate change is a real threat to the security of the United States. And that leftist guy from Italy, that Pope Francis, believes that taking care of the planet, being good stewards, is a positive thing, and has released a report that's available online if you want to read it. I downloaded it. I haven't read it yet. And but really, there's no doubt that putting pollutants into one's environment affects one's life. Personally, I think the radiation is what's killing everybody. Um, and not to mention the power plant in Japan that continues to spew radioactive water everywhere. That's really, I think, what everybody should be concerned about, but that's just me. Of course, those are the ideal conditions for Godzilla to rise out of the ocean. So I'm hoping for that. So I personally think that we definitely have a negative influence on the environment and therefore the climate. The the north, the Arctic is melting. Sea levels are rising, and and the temperature is increasing every year. So we'll see, what happens. I think that the consensus is yes, that climate is changing and it is brought about in part because of the influence of human beings on the planet. Because we're pigs. We're selfish. We don't want to change our ways. We want to keep doing what we're doing. We want to politicize everything, even the health and future of the planet, our children. Crazy.